Good morning. It's Friday morning here at Shabbat. I'm currently in the process of moving to my new apartment. Um, so I apologize for the lateness of this video, but lots of things going on in my life now that has kept me from doing this until now. Um, so this week's parsha is Parashas Lech Lecha. We're learning here that the Jewish people will be blessed, that God will bless the Jewish people. He says to Abram, "Go for yourself from the land, from your birthplace, and from your father's house to the land that I will show you, and I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse, and all the families of the earth will be blessed through you." So we learn here in chapter 12, verses 1 through 3, that God blesses Abraham. He blesses him that his people, his children, will be blessed, and he will have a great nation come from him. And the nation that comes from him, the great nation, is the Jewish people. Now, we do have the three Abrahamic religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Islam, of course, comes from Ishmael, um, the maidservant's child she had with Abraham, and we do have the Jewish people coming from Abraham himself, and Christianity coming from, of course, Jesus. Um, and so we also see that while the Jews have had the problems, we've always survived. We've always prospered. We have made the land of Israel from a desert to a fertile land that you can grow crops on, and you can actually make the land and farm it. Um, and we see when other people were inhabiting our land, the land that God here promised to give to Abraham for his children, for his people, generations to come, that the land wasn't fertile. The land wasn't like that. It was just a land that was by itself was nothing. It was just desert. But when the Jews came there in 48 and started building and cultivating the land, we see the land prospered and the land grew to what it is today. So even though, and you see in the past, I mean, the Holocaust, we went through forced conversions, we went through inquisitions. The Jewish people still came out and prospered and still were blessed to survive and to overcome those. While you see every nation that has persecuted the Jews has perished. The Romans not here anymore. The Greek civilization is not here anymore. The Canaanites aren't here anymore. The Pitzites, the Hivites, everything that's listed in the Bible that has persecuted us is not here anymore. Even under Muslim control, when we were under their control, living with them, we were still treated better than we were than with the with Christians. So the Jews will be blessed. We will be a blessing unto the nations. We were a blessing for ourselves. Those who hold the Torah dear, those who do not go away from the ways of Abraham and God, what God told Abraham to do, those who keep the mitzvah of bris milah, that Abraham sanctified with his son, and will be blessed. So we want to keep them. We want to do what we can to make sure we stay in God's good grace. We want to make sure that we are going to be blessed, that we will survive, and we will continue living this life of Jews. Whether you are fully Shomer Zerban, Shomer Kashrus, whatever you are, if you're not fully, do what you can and do what you do. It's fine. You want to strive to be the best you can. We also see here in chapter 12, verses 11 and through verse 13, that Abraham praises his wife Sarah. He says to her, "And it occurred as he was about to come to Egypt, he said to his wife Sarah, 'Behold, now I have known that you are a woman of beautiful appearance.'" And it shall occur, when the Egyptians will see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but they will not, but you they will let live. Please say to you, my sister, that it may go with me for your sake, and that I may live in your account. So we see it's kind of a little backhanded comment, backhanded praise to Sarah, that he praises her, that she's beautiful, and just she's never seen anyone like her, and it was also a way to save his life. So we see two things here. We learn two lessons here. The first lesson we learn is that a husband should praise his wife always. He should always make sure to praise his wife, to say how beautiful she is. To always put her first, to make sure that she knows that he does care about her, that he loves her, and he shows his appreciation for her. Second is we should learn a lesson that how strong a person goes to for the wife, the maid also. We see that Sarah is willing to lie to save Abraham. So we see her sacrifices he has to make in order to become a better person, to become a closer couple. And the first time we see Abraham bless Sarah is right now. Before that, he doesn't bless her at all. We know that he thinks she's a beautiful person, but he doesn't mention it to now. So a lesson for us to learn is that we should bless always our wives. And that no matter what happens, we will go to the ends of the earth to save our mate, or save our either kala or chassan. That's wife or husband. For those who don't know the Hebrew words. So we want to be able to bless them. And we see here also the distance between Lot and Abraham. Lot being Abraham's nephew, who he brings with him when God commands him to leave. And when he leaves Egypt, Abraham and Lot both get cattle, get livestock, to sheep, to graze. And we see that Lot's herdsmen are evil, and they start grazing their sheep in Abraham's territory, Abraham's land that he had, not his land. Lot and Abraham stepped the land next to each other, and Lot's men kept bringing their sheep into Abraham's land and causing big problems. And we see that Abraham tells Lot, we should go our separate ways. You go left, I'll go right. You go right, I'll go left. And we see this because it says in the Rashi that it's not that Abraham is trying to distance himself from Lot. It's saying to Lot that by you going to the left and me going to the right, I'll watch your back to the right. I'll have your back to the right of you. And if you go to the right and I go to the left and you're left of you, I watch your left and I watch your back. So Abraham's not saying that I don't want anything to do with you. He's saying that I will watch your back. I will protect you. But I needed my own space. I need my own land. You have your own land. And we see that Lot chooses the land of Sodom. And it's an evil land where people who are sexually immoral. There aren't any mores there, mostly sexual relations. And people are just doing whatever they want to. And we see Lot go to this. And we see Lot, he goes around a different way to get there. He goes a long way, so Abraham doesn't see him going to that land. And we see that God says to Abraham, you see this land, everything you can see all around you, east, west, north, south, I give to you as your land. And these will be a land for your people for all time. So we see here in the Lech Lecha that God promised the land to Abraham. Abraham is the father of the Jewish people, particularly Jewish people. So the land of Israel, we learn here, is ours. It's in Lech Lecha, it's in the Bible, it's right there. You can look it up. You can look it up right there and there. It is in, I believe, the 4th Aliyot of this week. That he mentions this to Abraham. So I want to give a blessing before I end this to everybody where have a shalom bias in the house. There were no problems between husband and wife. Be one of loving care, one of Torah, one where kids are raised to see the true meaning of being Ahavas Israel, loving your fellow Jew. Ahavas Hashem, Yiras Hashem, Yiras Shamayim, fear of heaven, fear of God. That we will keep and remember the land of Israel and the Torah fully with everything we have. And those of us who are single, we're married to find our sheretz better in our days, and that we will all merit to have Mashiach come, spend our days. Amen. Good Shabbos, have a great weekend, and see you next week.